Hi all, I'm back with another video. This is going to be my first lifestyle video. 10 tips for surviving and thriving while managing a household, kids, and a full-time job. Some easy to implement, some a little bit more difficult, but I really do think that even if you adopt a couple of these, that it'll allow you to carve out some life among all the living. These are all coming from my perspective. I'm a mother of 2 kids. Aiden will be 4 in a few months and Layla will be 6 months in a few days. I have a full-time job with about a 2-hour plus commute each way. My husband's job is relatively inflexible, so I am on evening and morning with the kids. Although when he's home, he's incredibly helpful. I will give him credit for that. We have a large, badly behaved dog. No tips on that outside of training. Training didn't work for us. And I require home-cooked meals on the table 5 to 6 nights a week for family dinner. I was terrified nearing the end of my 4 months off from maternity leave, adding a full-time job back to the already very stressful equation that was my life. So I spent the last couple of weeks before I went back to work whiteboarding, coming up with ideas for making life bearable and for making things work when I went back to work. If you have any or all of the things going on that I do, then keep watching because I'm about to toot my own horn, but I think there's some gold in here. I'm going in somewhat of an order, starting with my Thursday. You would adjust it to fit your own schedule. Tip number 1 is to confirm any special situations to allow you to schedule for the following week. My husband's job requires that he is sometimes out after work for work-related events. So for my purposes, that means that on the days that he's going to be out, I would do something simple for dinner, like leftovers. So if he's going to be out on Tuesday and Thursday of the following week, I will only prepare food for Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. I would plan that on Tuesday and Thursday, the kids and I have leftovers, or rather Aiden, since Layla's 6 months old. On Friday, my husband normally grills, so we'll either do that or we'll order takeout, but for my purposes, I'm off the hook. Tip number 2 is to keep a running inventory of your food and use that for menu building for the following week. I'll insert a picture of an example. So I have a column for produce, meat and seafood, and maybe carbs. We are somewhat changing our diet right now and going a little bit more plant-based or vegan. So I'm trying to limit the meat and fish, but that's a special consideration and does not have anything to do with the overall method of coming up with menu planning. I will list all of these items in columns and then I'll just do like a fun matching game. I will have Brussels sprouts from one list, beef from one list, and then, potatoes from another list, and I'll put them together into a menu and I will plop it into a day of the week. Normally I come up with meals and then based on my schedule, like what days I'm working from home, I will assign them to the day of a week. If it's a day where I'm going to be going into the city for work, then I won't do chicken that night because chicken takes a long time to cook. On a day I'm going into the city for work, I would do something that I maybe fully prepared on the weekend, like beef bolognese, which will become lentil bolognese, and all I need to do is heat it up when I get home. If I'm doing something that's more labor intensive, or even that I have to be home for, like if I'm doing fish sous vide, I would need to have time to put it in the sous vide, so I would do that on a day that I'm working from home. When I come up with this list, I review it with my husband, and I will then put it on the whiteboard in my kitchen. And this is largely just to avoid him asking me every night, oh, what are we having for dinner tonight? Look at the board. Tip number 3 is manage your home deliveries. I'm not going to continue to make reference to my whole move to plant-based because that's really not the focus here. But right now, I manage a few home deliveries. I use Misfits Markets for my organic produce, and I have that delivered every week. And then I use ButcherBox largely for meat, but they also offer a couple seafood options. And then I was using Oceanbox for a while for fish, but I stopped because it's really expensive for a small amount, and I feel like I could get the same quality from somewhere else. And then I'm using Thrive Market for my pantry items, and then for just any last minute stuff, I allow myself 1 day a week to go to Trader Joe's. That's normally on Saturday. If I don't go to Trader Joe's on Saturday, I'm not going on Sunday. Anything that I don't have on Saturday night, I will put in a cart for delivery the next morning from Whole Foods through Amazon Prime 2-hour delivery. There's a Target very, very near my office, so I tend to go into the office on Thursdays. So on Thursdays, I'll pick up anything I need from Trader Joe's. And then again on Saturday, if there's anything that I'm missing for food prep day on Sunday, I will order it for Prime delivery from Whole Foods. It's a lot of deliveries to manage, but the way that I do it, it really works out well. You're able to choose what day you get your produce delivery from Misfits Market. So when I went back to work, I decided that Thursday would be the best day. So I will confirm my order on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, I would receive the order, and I can wash and chop and prep those vegetables on Friday. So as I mentioned, I've got Trader Joe's on either Thursday at work or Saturday near my home, Whole Foods Prime Delivery on Sunday, produce on Thursday, ButcherBox I get like once a month, and everything comes frozen, so I just put that into my meat freezer. And then I was doing Oceanbox, and that was delivery every Thursday. Those are just some companies that I recommend. ButcherBox, because everything is grass-fed, organic, pasture-raised, it's just like very, very good quality meat. But now Thrive Market also offers good quality meat and seafood, so I get my meat and seafood from them just to make it a little bit easier. This is not a review about those specific companies and to get into depth. If anyone is more interested in the delivery services that I use, I'd be happy to make a video. But for now, this is high level because I don't want the video to be 2 hours. Saturday, I usually designate to time with Aiden and Layla and doing any special, fun activities with the family. And then Sunday is my Labor Day. So I spend Sunday cooking, cleaning, prepping for the week. Tip number 4 is to pack all clothing for the week on the weekend. The way that I do this is I use reusable totes, and I will pack all of Aiden's clothes, all of Layla's clothes. I try to do mine as well, although that usually doesn't work because I run out of time. But I will have all of their clothes ready to go for the week. So I will pack Layla's diaper, a bib, and a onesie. And then I will pack Aiden's underwear, his shirt, his pants, his socks, everything that they need. And then the night before, I will lay all of the clothes out and I will put them down so that I pick them up in the order that I need them. So I will put Layla's bib on the bottom, and then I'll put her onesie on top of that, and I'll put her diaper on top of that. And to take it a little bit step further, I actually drape these things over the back of her crib. Don't worry, it's not in danger of falling into her crib. She sleeps on the opposite side. This is not like this is not a safety hazard. But I drape her clothes over the side of her crib, and I put down the diaper in a way that if I go like this, it's ready to slide underneath her. So I will take these steps because I actually find it fun to save seconds here and there. But if you put it down in a way that when you pick it up, it's oriented properly to just slide right on, it just makes the diapering process a lot quicker. Oh, and also I line up the bags in order. So when the weather is more variable, I will check on Sunday night to see what the weather is going to be throughout the week. And if it's going to be a little bit warmer one day versus another, I will then just on Monday, if it's going to be 30 degrees, I will pack 30-degree weather clothes. On Wednesday, if it's going to be 60, I'll pack it that way. This is my Monday bag, my Tuesday bag, my Wednesday bag. I would love to have labels, but I have not gone that far yet. Tip number 5 is keep school clothes simple. So for my case, I have a baby and I have a toddler. So for Layla, I will only put her in onesies for daycare because every minute in the morning counts. I could send her in pants and a top or a sweater or a cute romper with some socks, but all of that requires putting on more than one item. So she has to wear a footed onesie 5 days a week. I have maybe 7 or 8 of them, so it also makes it really easy to just grab her onesies and toss them in a bag. Her backup clothes at school all require socks and their pants and the shirts and the rompers and all of that kind of stuff, but I am not taking the extra time in the morning to put socks on her. For my son, I bought a whole bunch of just plain navy blue and white long sleeve shirts so he can continue to wear his summer shirts during the winter. You just put a t-shirt underneath them. But when I'm packing him for the week, I will send long sleeve shirts. Not the plain ones. He has nice long sleeve shirts, but I will put those in. So again, instead of having to put on an undershirt and then a t-shirt, it's just putting on one item versus 2. Tip number 6 is pack everything the night before and load it. Aiden's backpack is packed. Layla's bottles and her formula and everything is ready to go to school. Mia, the dog, her food is in the car and ready to go to daycare. So in the morning, instead of the mad rush to make sure that, is this in the bag? Is that in the bag? Am I missing that? No, I'm not, because I put it in the car the night before. I pile all of the bags on my front seat. There are 2 options for this, but I have a fridge in my garage. So I put Aiden's lunchbox and my lunchbox in the fridge. So in the morning on the way to the car, I can drop in the fridge and pick the stuff up. Another option, and I've done this a couple of times, although I do prefer to use the fridge, is I will just put an ice pack or multiple ice packs in his lunchbox, in Layla's bag if the formula is already open, and in mine, and I'll just keep those in the car. Because it's winter, it's relatively cold out there, so the addition of the ice pack just makes sure that the food is not going to spoil overnight. So all I have to do is get everyone dressed, out to the car, and then we go. I'm not scrambling last minute looking for bags. Tip number 7, and this is a difficult one, but for Sundays, which is my day for getting everything ready, I set myself a bedtime. It's very hard to meet this, but if my bedtime is 10 o'clock and at 9 o'clock I still have a bunch of stuff to do, I will set myself like a speed round, although it's usually for the last 30 minutes, not necessarily the last hour, but again, whatever works for you. If I see I only have 30 minutes left for my bedtime, I will set myself a timer and I will run around finishing up whatever I can do in 30 minutes. If I can't finish it in 30 minutes, then I will get up a little bit earlier in the morning to finish it because sleep is very important. If I didn't finish everything that I needed to do, it can wait. We also have to consider that we live in reality. So while these tips are really helpful, it's sometimes possible that I don't have 12 hours on a Sunday or even like 4 or 5 or 6. So I do what I can, and I just know that that week is going to be a little bit more difficult if I didn't complete everything. But the following week, I might have that time. I implement more of my tips and I save more time. I'm not going to pretend here that my tips are bulletproof and your life will be just like easy breezy if you implement all of these. We are human and sometimes we don't have time to do all of these things. So yes, sometimes I have difficult weeks where, I didn't meal prep everything on Sunday. So I'm scrambling a little throughout the week. Although one thing that I do make sure that I get done every Sunday is to pack all of their clothes because that morning rush is the struggle. Tip number 8 is a bit of a dual item. So this one is get up an hour before your kids are expected to get up and do not snooze. Not snoozing is very difficult. I'm hoping that I can more follow my own advice when Layla's a little bit older, but she's gonna be 6 months soon. She hasn't slept through the night ever. I am up all night, so it's very difficult for me if I'm up with her like every 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and then my alarm goes off at 5:50 and I don't snooze. I'm tired, but in all honesty, if I sleep another 15 minutes, I'm still gonna be exhausted when I get up, so I just need to get up. So normally Layla will kind of really go down to sleep from like maybe 5 to 6:30. I'm not getting up at 5:30, but I do get up at 5:50 and I get myself ready because it is very difficult when Layla's awake to get myself ready. So I will get up before everyone is awake and I will get myself ready. I will not snooze. And when I am done getting ready, then I can get her up and get her dressed. This is a huge help. So I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not lucky here. My mom comes over early every day during the week to get Aiden ready for school. Although there are times where for various reasons she can't make it. So I am capable of getting them both ready for daycare. And in those situations, it's incredibly important that I get up like an hour early to get myself ready because then I'm dealing with 2 children. I can't be still putting on makeup or getting dressed or doing whatever while I am trying to deal with a 6-month-old that doesn't want to be put down and a 3-year-old that wants to stay sleeping. During that hour, I will shower and get dressed for work. I will go downstairs and make Aiden a smoothie because he requires one every morning before work. I will feed my rabbit. I will make sure everything is in the car because, again, I'm human. Sometimes I don't get everything in the car at night because I'm exhausted. So I will make sure that everything gets in the car. I keep myself a running to-do list for the morning. So that's just like a checklist to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Do I have my earphones? Because I need my earphones. Do I have my tablet? Do I have my this? Do I have my that? Do I have my work ID? And I will just make sure that I tie up those loose ends in the morning. Tip number 9, and this is more for people with babies and infants, but that's to set up a bathing station. Because I don't have time and it's not required or necessary that I bathe Layla every day, I have designated days during the week for her baths based on my schedule and what would be the easiest for me. So I bathe Layla on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Obviously though, if she poops herself up to her shoulder, I might have to bathe her on a Monday. I'm not gonna say because I bathed her on Sunday and Monday is not my bath day that I'm not gonna bathe her. I have her bath set up near our shower. And I keep a changing pad, a few diapers, a few pajamas, her body lotion and her body oil and her Desitin cream and all the things that I need for her bath. I keep them like in a little corner in the bathroom. You can make it this even neater by just keeping it in a bag, but I happen to have like a counter near my shower, so I just put it there. But I have everything ready. So all I need to do is go fill the water and I'm not worried about forgetting her stuff. I have her towel hanging up, near the bath. So literally everything I need is right there. So if she needs a bath, I need to go upstairs, fill the bath, and then I just gather everything that's already around me. Tip number 10. Okay. So this tip is largely just multitask. One of the things that I've started doing recently is when I get up, if I'm able to wait, I will go and brush my teeth and wash my face, and then I will use the restroom. So while I'm doing that, I have set up a mirror. I set up my like portable mirror and I just prop it on top of my hamper, and I will do my makeup in the bathroom because it is a way of doing two things at once. By the time I get into the shower, I already have my face done for work. I have my hair done if I'm doing anything special to my hair that day. And it saves me time because otherwise I brush my teeth, wash my face, go to the bathroom, shower, put on my makeup. So now I get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, go to the bathroom and put on my makeup, and then I go shower, I get out of the shower and I'm done. And also normally by the time I get out of the shower, maybe it's the sound of the water running, Layla's awake, so I don't really have time to do anything other than to throw my clothes on. Do whatever you can do while you're on the toilet. You can have a little bin next to your toilet where you keep your makeup, or you put your makeup in there at night so everything is ready for you to go in the morning. It's just a recommendation. No one has to know that you did your makeup on the toilet. Being in the bathroom for a mother is like your alone time, but let's face it, you're not going to the bathroom once a day. So your bathroom time in the morning, that's your multitasking time. And then when you go in the evening or whenever you go at work, that can be your alone time. So those are my 10 tips. I actually have plenty that I left out of this video, but I wanted to see if anyone would be interested in hearing them. If you do, please just give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Organization and just process improvement is one of the things that I'm really passionate about, and I would love to be motivated to come up with more tips. I hope you like this video, and I hope to discuss any of these with you down in the comments section. Thanks, and have a nice day.